not a formal hearing, but just give your background.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Christopher P. Rosati, R-O-S-A-T-I. I'm with the firm of FWH Associates in Toms River, New Jersey. I'm a licensed professional engineer and professional planner in the state of New Jersey. I have 13 years experience in the land development field. I've been with FWH Associates for 11 years. I was involved in various land development projects, site plans, subdivisions, minor subdivisions of 2 lots on up to major subdivisions of over 400 lots. For 2 years in the interim, I served as the planning board and township engineer in Township of Millstone in Monmouth County, New Jersey. This evening, we are here to present to the board our concept plan for the property along Pemberton Boulevard and around Party Boulevard near the Fort Dix Military Reservation part of town. The subject properties are, like as I said, are situated in the northwestern part of the town along Pemberton Boulevard, Bob White Boulevard, which in our area is a paper street and wooded, Eagle Avenue, which a portion of our area is paper street and wooded, and Reeves Avenue, which in its entirety of our corners is on paper street and wooded. The wooded area is predominantly partially with oaks and pitch pine. The development area is in the R80 zone, and the topography of the site is such that this area right here is relatively flat, and then we have a ridge in this area, and it all drains towards this wetland corridor in the southwest of the area. The immediate area around our site is developed with in the R80 zone with 8,000 square foot lots. The proposed development, I'll switch to the next board. Development has basically been laid out to continue the development pattern that has been established in the area of 8,000 square foot lots. Relatively, most of them are going to be 80 feet by 100 foot deep. We are proposing a 28 foot on the areas where we front on the various roads. We will be providing storm sewers in the area, sanitary sewer, water, electric and gas utilities underground. Additionally, there will be a portion of the site which will be left in an open space condition, and in this area, in this block, is slated for right now stormwater management. There's 3 main issues that we want to discuss with the board this evening before we start our full-blown design. One of them being the right-of-way width, one being sidewalks, and one being provision of curbs in the area. The right-of-way width in this entire area is 33 foot wide. Our proposed layout is based on a 30-foot right-of-way provision, which the already established block geometry is such that from, say, for example, Bob White Boulevard to Bob White Boulevard is 200 feet in depth. So that allows us 2 100-foot lots back to back, 80 feet in width, which gives us our 8,000 square foot lots. Excuse me. So our development of this site under the RFP, excuse me, I may have jumped ahead a little bit so everyone understands the RFP process. I guess about a little over a year ago, maybe a year and a half, the Township of Pemberton requested some proposals from various developers to develop this area. All of this property is owned by the Township of Pemberton right now, and they requested some proposals from various developers on how they would develop this site. And Dan and Tom Development won the RFP. This is exactly what we presented to the governing body about a year ago as far as what we would do with this property if we were to win the RFP and be allowed to develop this area.
If I can just add one thing, there was then entered an agreement of sale conditioned upon planning board approval of this. And obviously that's our status as contract purchaser, in which we're coming before the board tonight.
The second issue is regarding sidewalks. As anyone who's been in this area knows, there's no sidewalks provided. And again, I'll go to the first board. anywhere around in proximity to our site. So again, trying to keep the same development patterns, we were showing no sidewalk. Our other issues are with no sidewalk, we have less impervious surface. Obviously, we know we're in the Pinelands and we have stormwater management issues, water quality issues to settle. The less impervious surface we have, the better. The third is curb. And I'll go to a third board, which is basically a blow-up of what we would do with several of the lots. This was our proposal of a snapshot, I'll say, of several lots in the area, this being on the corner of Bob White and Bellevue and Eagle in that block, showing what we're going to do with some proposed homes. Obviously, not all of them will look exactly the same. We'll have a mix of a home type, a 20-foot cartway with just an edge of pavement, again, to meet the established development patterns in the site, and our drainage going out to that edge of pavement. The other issue with providing no curbs, and from an aesthetic reason, as well as, again, I hate to beat that horse, but following the established development patterns, is there are several in our site that are lots that the Township of Pemberton did not own, and there are actually some houses already constructed. Now, from an aesthetic standpoint, if we were to put curb, we would have curb along these three lots, we'd have a gap of 80 feet, and then continue curb again. Now, if we go to our aerial exhibit, along the south side of Bobolink, for example, we'd have several hundred feet of curb. All of a sudden, we would have no curb around this lot at the corner, no curb at this lot at the corner, continuing again, curbing along Bobolink. We just felt from an aesthetic reason that providing curb really is not necessary. From an engineering standpoint, it really doesn't matter. We can engineer around not having curb. That's fine. And as I'm presenting to you, just to sum up quickly before I have any questions, this layout, as I said, is exactly how we proposed it to the town back with preparing for the RFP. The plan indicated 62 lots, all conforming to the R80 zone, 8,000 square feet, minimum lot width of 80 feet, minimum lot depth of 100, using the 33-foot right-of-way, and we were showing no curb or no sidewalk. So basically, we're here to hear some comments from the board, obviously, before we do a hardline design, so we don't have any surprises when we come to you with a fully engineered plan.
Just, do you want to show them the paper streets? There's a few paper streets, which ultimately will be for the governing body. And we have submitted a request that those paper streets be vacated. And while that is not directly an issue for the planning board, we just want to inform the board that that will be moving forward, at least at our end.
Sure. When we met with the board professionals, we were obviously bouncing some ideas around as far as the design parameters. And this is the area along Reeves on either side where we're going to have the open space and potentially the system. Now, this area of Reeves is unimproved, and we do own the bulk of the frontage on Reeves, so the applicant has sent a letter to the governing body requesting a vacation of Reeves Avenue just on that part, and to date we haven't had a response.
Do you envision your final engineered plans requesting any variances for the board to entertain?
As presented tonight, we are variance free.
That's really the overview. We'd be happy to answer any questions from the professionals or the board members.
Most of our concerns from the engineering aspect, we did voice them at the meeting that we did have with them. Just as the board's edification, the reason for the 30-foot wide roadways, because RSIS, New Jersey Residential Site Improvement Standards, does allow narrower widths, was to match in with the existing township streets, the width of the existing township streets that are in the surrounding area. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And like you said, you have 33-foot wide right-of-ways, so it's very hard, at least within the right-of-way area, to fit the sidewalks. If sidewalks are required, some of them may need to extend on private property, and I don't know how the township would feel about having public access on private property, even if there are easements granted for that. So that would be something we would need to